want to talk about Gardd Rhosyr because it's something which is really important to us at the minute and something which has taken up a lot of our time. And I think it's interesting today because to realise the success of Gardd Rhosyr, we're actually going to need the community to get involved on it. So I want to introduce the idea a little bit. As Gardd Rhosyr has been a 14-acre plot of agricultural land, which is nothing special really. But it's now a 14-acre plot of agricultural land with an idea attached to it. And originally that idea alone was to create a kitchen garden as to further communicate and develop the tastes of Rhosyr and Ynys Môn on the menu of the Marram Grass. But I didn't know how to create a kitchen garden. So I thought, who does? And over the last 7 years, we've built up a series of relationships with people, customers, neighbours, the local community. So I thought as a starting point, let's ask them where our starting point for a kitchen garden is. What should we be doing first? And see what the answers are. And interestingly, as we were speaking, we do get carried away a little bit sometimes. And as we were speaking, the idea for the kitchen garden got bigger. And Gardd Rhosyr became more than just a kitchen garden to explore the flavours on the menu with the Marram Grass. But Gardd Rhosyr became an idea and an idea for still to produce food. But also to embody a community hub around food. So now Gardd Rhosyr stands for a social place, a place of education where people can come and get involved. We want to see community groups using Gardd Rhosyr as recreational space as much as we want to see kids and grown-ups, families, learning more about food and where it comes from. And that's where it's led us. We want to see, well, for the success of it, we want to see the cafe culture that we've embodied inside the Marram Grass falling outside. We want to see people talking over ideas and developing ideas and implementing the ideas through Gardd Rhosyr. As a garden nurtures seeds, that's what we want to do. We want Gardd Rhosyr to nurture these ideas and to see where it leads us. The ideas now got bigger than ourselves. And I say that because I haven't got the knowledge or the experience to see it through. But I'm not saying that defeatedly, I'm saying that as an exciting point. The opportunity to where Gardd Rhosyr can be is still open. And I'm not overwhelmed because, as Martin said, me and my brother opened the Marram Grass, again with little experience. We had no knowledge, and at that point we had to think, what are we doing it for? Why are we opening the Marram Grass if it can fail within a year, 2 years, 5 years? And we came to the conclusion that the journey had to be worth something. If they could fail, the lessons and experiences that we're learning along the way had to be worthwhile. And that gave us a bit of freedom then to explore. And that's where we find ourselves now with Gardd Rhosyr. We've still got that freedom now to take ourselves forwards. So I want to go back to the Marram Grass. One of our first points was that we wanted to give our customers the best that we could. So we were thinking, well, where do we get the best produce? Rhosyr, Ynys Môn. We wanted to prioritise our local setting for the best produce, but without ruling out going further afield. We wanted to search for that locally. So we went knocking on farmers' doors. Now you've got to appreciate 2 Scouse lads in the middle of nowhere, just, have you got any spuds? This is me, this is my brother, have you got potatoes? It didn't always go down well. But looking back, it was a really interesting point for us. It was funny looking back, we've got a lot of jokes about it. But it was also very tough at that point to put ourselves out there in the unknown and knock on strangers' doors in a new place. And coming back to Gardd Rhosyr to present day, we've done the same. We've knocked on neighbours' doors and we've said, these are our plans. This is what we want to see happening. And again, a lot of people are positive, but you get critical feedback as well. And I guess what a lot of people ask us is, how do you deal with critical feedback? You've got TripAdvisor, you've got just general hearsay. How do you deal with that? And for us, I suppose it signifies that there's still doors to the unknown open. We use critical inspiration and creativity, so we can venture into the unknown still because of that criticism. We've still got places that we can explore. And that's where our excitement lies, exploring the unknown. So again, with Gardd Rhosyr, we're doing the same. But people say, well, what's the motivation for Gardd Rhosyr? And we want to create something beautiful. And when you think about the Marram Grass and what we do on a daily basis, we're always aiming for that point of beautiful, just that point of beauty, where the flavours marry together with the ambience and the atmosphere. And that's our aim for Gardd Rhosyr as well. It's a bit easier for us because we've got the tools in the kitchen. And if you look at the way that we evolve flavours and tastes and how hard the team and the chefs work, it's really quite impressive. And taste is a funny idea really, because it's neither right or wrong. It's an interesting point for us because it's led to education. It's how did we go from a place selling bacon sandwiches to having such a strong reputation now? And we had to nurture our menu and our customers along the journey with us. We were learning about food and how food and produce was working together, how different flavours combine, and we had to bring people on that journey too. And it goes further than that, because as we were just two young lads, we had to bring youngsters into the team to keep the team moving forward. So the levels of education built up again. We've got young lads coming in through colleges, doing Saturday shifts, girls as well, not just lads. But people all getting involved in these flavours and learning and learning. And that's exactly the kind of evolution that we want to see on Gardd Rhosyr as well. We want that exploration of tastes, not just to be inhibited to the four walls of the Marram Grass, but where the food's coming from and the produce is coming from. And I'm confident we can pull it off. I'm really confident all the time. But I'm confident with the relationships that we've established over the last 7 years. And the relationships that we're going to establish over the next 7 years, 10 years, whatever that may be, that we can get it to work. Because going back to them days when we were knocking on farmers' doors or finding where the fishermen lived, we got a lot of produce that we could use, and we took it back to the Marram Grass and we were happy, but we're never happy either. So we were thinking, where can we get more individual produce? Where can we get them heritage flavours from? And I reverted back to what I have done now when I asked our customers, I said, you guys work here, you've lived here, you're teachers, butchers, farmers, mechanics, you know the place. Where can we get this produce from? And they said, well, Neris next door grows it. So do you want me to ask Neris to bring you her tomatoes? I was like, good old Neris. Tell her I'll bring her a voucher. And we created a bartering scheme out of nothing, just out of communication and talking with the relationships that we'd got to know even back then. And we called it the crop exchange, and that crop exchange is an active part of the Marram Grass now. We still see a lot of our seasonal produce coming in through the crop exchange from what our customers are growing, bringing in for vouchers, and then we're cooking with, putting on our menu and selling to them for vouchers. So we've managed to create this relationship which just goes a lot further than the usual transaction between food and customers, or even serving people and customers. We know a lot of our customers by name and they know us. And even those who we don't know, they're more than welcome to get involved. And I think that's the message for today. Gardd Rhosyr is a lot bigger than me and my ideas, and my brother and his mad ideas as well. We need your mad ideas to get involved and to see where we can take it. And I want to say thank you for today, for letting me put Gardd Rhosyr out there and pitching it to everyone. as something which is a lot bigger than all of us, and I want to welcome you to the idea and say thank you for having me.